What is up, guys? Critical Cow here, and today we're going to be going over The Mandalorian Season 2. I might do a separate video over The Mandalorian Season 2 finale, so I'm not going to go too far into that in this video, but we're going to be going over the entire second season. So let's start by comparing it to the first season. So right off the bat, I'd just like to start by pointing out that I think that the second season was a little bit better than the first season, mainly because it went a little bit more fast-paced. The first season was kind of slow-paced, not in a bad way, but it just at times was a little bit slow because the way that they made the show, it was kind of like it was a space western, and westerns are pretty well known to be very slow movies. But that being said, The Mandalorian Season 2 was more fast-paced, but not to an extreme level. It still did manage to keep the elements of a space western, which is something that I found to be interesting, and I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. Another thing that I enjoyed and that I found kind of interesting was the video game style to the way that the storyline went along. I noticed that a lot of the episodes, they had like a sort of quest. You would meet a new character, they'd give you a quest, you'd complete the quest, and then you'd get a reward from completing that quest. And this is something that I noticed quite a bit with The Mandalorian. I don't know whether or not I liked it as much, but I did find it interesting, to say the least, but I didn't actually find it to be a bad thing. I've noticed that in a lot of other movies where they have some sort of video game-esque elements, mainly a lot of times it's visuals. For example, they'll have a scene where the main character is shooting in first person and it looks like a video game. And a lot of times when I notice this, it almost looks like the movie is begging to have a video game be made off of it so that they can, get extra money from that video game franchise. That's normally the thought process that goes through my head, and The Mandalorian definitely had a lot of this. I honestly would not be surprised at all if there was a video game franchise of The Mandalorian to come out in the future. But again, as obvious as it was for them to have these video game-esque storylines and plots within each episode, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Another thing about The Mandalorian Season 2 as compared to Season 1 is that this time they actually did have lightsabers, and they actually had a couple battles where a lightsaber was used, which I liked a lot. In Mandalorian Season 1, there weren't really any lightsaber battles at all. The only time that there was ever anything close to a lightsaber was the dark saber at the end of the finale for Season 1. In Season 2, however, we get to see Ashoka with her two lightsabers. Thought it was interesting, by the way, that they were white. I don't know what's up with that. I guess I'm not as big of a Star Wars nerd as I'd like to be. We also had a darksaber fight, as well as Luke finally showing up in the end and showing off his lightsaber skills by defeating all of the Dark Troopers, which, by the way, I thought was a very epic scene. Something that I always think about when I think of Star Wars is lightsabers. That's one of the first things that ever comes to my mind when I think of Star Wars. Probably the first thought that pops into my head when somebody says the words Star Wars, the first thing would probably be Darth Vader, and then the second thing would be lightsabers. So to have a Star Wars show and not have any lightsabers in it, I think would be a lot of opportunity missed out on. And in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, even though it's about a guy who doesn't wield a lightsaber, they still did have lightsabers in there, and it wasn't, a Jedi show. It was still about the Mandalorian, and they did manage to have lightsabers in there, so I applaud them for that very much, and I thought that they did a very good job with that. And I was very excited to see all of the lightsaber battles that they had in the second season. And when it comes to the season finale, again, I'm going to be doing a separate video on the season finale of The Mandalorian, but what I have to say about it in this video is I thought that it was done very well. I know that there were a lot of people that were complaining about Luke's CGI face, but really that wasn't that big of a deal because, it's freaking Luke Skywalker, and, it's fine that he doesn't look as perfect as he could look, but it's still Luke, and we got that epic battle where he defeated all the Dark Troopers at the end. Also, there was a very emotional detachment part with Baby Yoda having to go off and train with Luke Skywalker, and I thought that they executed that scene very well, and it really hit home. I did feel kind of sad seeing Baby Yoda leave with Luke Skywalker. So they did do a good job with the season finale. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I'd like to see Baby Yoda still. I don't even know if they're going to make a third season. I would be kind of surprised if they didn't make a third season, so they're probably going to. But, if they miss out on not having Baby Yoda in the third season, then I think that that's going to be somewhat of a challenge to surpass the second season and how good it is. And finally, the last part to talk about with the second season to The Mandalorian was the appearance of Boba Fett and actually having him as a main character throughout the second season. I thought that when we first saw Boba Fett, first of all, when Slade 1 appeared, I was pretty excited. I thought that it would be just some droid on Slade 1's ship. I didn't think that it would actually be Boba Fett himself, so that was a nice surprise to see him there, and it was an even nicer surprise to see him actually stick around throughout the rest of the season. I thought that that was a good move on their part. Boba Fett himself was a little fatter than he was in the original series, but, that's fine, because it's Boba Fett. So, yeah, again, with Luke and Boba Fett not looking the exact way that they normally do, I think that it's fine because it's still those two legendary characters in Star Wars. But overall, I thought that it was a very good season. I thought that it was better than season one, which is normally kind of hard to accomplish, but I really did think that it was better than season one. So I would give The Mandalorian season two a B or a B plus. I don't know which one. I'm gonna give it a B and then a slash because that's in between a B and a B plus. I thought it was very good and I can't wait to see more of it. I can't wait to see where they go with it. Actually, I'm gonna bump it up to a B plus. Yeah, I thought that it was good. So there you have it. That's what I give it. That's my review of The Mandalorian Season 2. There will be a separate video for the season finale of The Mandalorian, so make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on that. And with that all being said, thank you everybody for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.